Where is it? There it is. That there is the Husqvarna 120 Mark II. It's got a 16-inch bar. Okay, Pico chain or low profile homeowner saw. The saw hasn't been started since September, and it's Christmas Day today. So for all of you folks out there that are having a hard time starting this saw, let's see what happens. I know for sure I'm probably gonna have to adjust the carburetor, but that's part of the gig owning one of these. This gas has been sitting for a while, so just give her a little shake. These don't take very much. That's the one kind of downfall with the little homeowner saw. I find if you're doing any kind of significant amount of cutting with one, you're always putting fuel in it. Okay, let's see if she starts. Like I said, I haven't started this thing since September, so. Oh, the primer's frozen. There we go. So one of the tips with these little saws in this 120 says to pump it max 5 times. I go a little more. I go about 15. Okay. All right. So I haven't started it in a while, so I just like to run the top end a little bit first, like that, before I give her a pull. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. Gotta get out of the sun here. So the issue with this thing, like, you know, for most people that don't understand it, is it doesn't start, it bogs. You know, it's a shitty saw, but it's a homeowner saw. Right? That's what you bought it for. The little bit of cutting you're gonna do. It works good. We're gonna go out and cut some wood with it right now. I'm just gonna get a little bit in the box of the side by side here, just to try it out. And I think what we're gonna do is have a little bonfire on New Year's Eve. So if you notice though, it was bogging after it ran and warmed up. So it needs a little bit of an adjustment. So that's what we're gonna do. The last time I started it was in September. The climate was different. The weather was warmer. It's winter now. It's -10 today. It's a nice winter day, but the carb is set for the conditions it was when I put it away. So let's give her a little tune and see how much better we can get it going. Okay, so for this saw, you'll need to buy the jet drive with the spline. Okay, it's for the Husqvarna. It's for these Husqvarnas, the weed whackers, the chainsaws, anything that's on the lower end homeowner stuff. You got to buy one of these, or you're not going to be able to do this. Okay, so what you're looking for is trigger response on the throttle. That's the easiest way I could explain it. Basically, your carburetor has 2 positions on the low jet where you're gonna stall your stall. You're gonna go either too lean, which is turning it in, righty tighty. Okay, if you turn that too much in, you're gonna lean out your saw. If you turn it too much out, you're gonna give it too much fuel, and it's in both positions it's gonna stall the saw. But for the most saws, somewhere right around in the middle, but I kind of go more towards having it turned out, like more fuel, and then I check the throttle response. Now, if you get a good trigger response, like it's not bogging and it's like it's good, then you're 8 times out of 10 you're bang on. The real test is once you're in the wood, though. You got to test it out in the wood, because it might perform different once you start cutting, and then you might have to just do a fine adjustment. I actually got a couple bigger chunks of wood out in the yard here, so let's go try it out before we hit the road. All right, this is some Tamarac I had. I don't even know where I got. Oh, I got it from a friend's yard. They had it lying down on the ground, and she just asked if I wanted it, so I loaded it up quick. But we'll make a few cuts with the Husqvarna 120 Mark II, and we'll see where we get with it. I started cutting that bigger chunk. And like I said, for this saw, I mean, that's about, you're not logging with this thing. wood that size is about all it can handle, right? So you saw the first cuts before I tuned it. I was fat. I had a little bit too much fuel, and I could tell with the way the saw was laboring, it was grabbing too much fuel. So I leaned it out just a hair, twice. Maybe it was 3 times, but twice for sure. And then the saw started performing to where I thought it was reasonable and good enough for what I'm going to use it. So we're good to go. Let's go out and cut some wood.
The trails are rough today. We're just going to go out, taking the dog for a run on the lake here so she can get her exercise. I'm just looking for some deadfall, something small, something that'll be easy to burn. I'm not looking for primo firewood or nothing today. We're just testing the saw out. This is a winter test for the Husqvarna 120. Also, we're testing, you know, the issues where people say the saw sits for, you know, they use it, it works fine, they put it away, and then they get back to cutting months later and the saw is not performing. So I just want to try to help some people out with that issue, because right away the 120 gets a bad rap for that. It's not necessarily the problem. The problem is you gotta maintain the saw. You gotta tune it up. You gotta know how to tune the carb. It's easy to learn. There's 100 videos or more out there on YouTube about how to tune a chainsaw. That's one of the big things. The other thing is on these little saws, you gotta keep the rakers high, or the saw will bog down. They're not torque monsters. They don't bite the wood and grab it and give you a lot of torque. They'll just bog out if your rakers are too low. So that's another one. And basically, like, this saw is a homeowner saw. It's small. It's affordable. If you're just cutting brush around your yard, or you're just using it for small homeowner style jobs, you'll be able to get by. A little bit of TLC maintenance will get you a long way with the saw. You store the saw for long periods of time. Dump the gas out if you're using your own mix. Okay, dump it out. I usually run the saw till the gas is right out of the carbs, until it stalls out. And then I know when I put that on the shelf, there's zero gas in there, or very little gas to get the carburetor all bumped up. So that's a tip too for if you own this saw. If you're going from summer to winter and you're wondering why it's not running great, you're gonna have to tune the carb. We just did that. And yeah, all around, like, I just want to try to help some guys out that have this saw that are having issues. But let's get on the lake here, because the dog wants to go for a little run here. She's getting excited, I can tell. So we're gonna choke it again.
thing about these little saws, let them warm up really good. Freaking beautiful out here. so it's at about 6 inches. Okay. Handles that's what it's for. Stuff like that. So the saw's starting to run out of gas. I can tell it's starting to bog and high idle and stuff. So I'm gonna finish up here, put a little bit more gas in it, and then we're gonna go home. But that's the Husqvarna Mark II, 120 Mark II. Okay, it needed some carb adjustment. That's what I had to do with it. So it wouldn't have ran good for me today if I didn't tune it up. And that's what you have to do with this saw. So I suggest you should learn if you don't know, or take it to somebody who knows. But it's pretty simple. Maybe I'll throw a more detailed video in about tuning here the next few days. I have some days off, so we can talk about it a bit more. But that's the video. I hope you enjoy. What a beautiful day, right, Georgie? Georgie and I had a good day today. He's my best bud. And we're gonna have a little bit of wood now to have a wiener roast on New Year's Eve, if that's the plan still. All right, everyone, take care. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and be safe.